Hello, this is Tarek Habib. Hope you are alright. Today I gonna discuss about MVC in Laravel. This is my third lesson. My first two lessons were Laravel installation and then login and registration. MVC is widely used as because of its acceptability. Model View Controller, usually known as MVC, is a software design pattern, and it is commonly used for developing user interfaces that divide the related program logic into three interconnected elements. This is done to separate internal representations of information from the ways information is presented to and accepted from the user. So what is model? Model represents the data, and it could interact with the database also, and it is considered that the central component of the MVC pattern is model. Let's talk about view. View in MVC is a user interface. Any representation of information such as a chart, diagram or table could be considered as view in Laravel. View display model data to the user, and also it enables them to save or modify. Today we will discuss about controller, and as view is directly related to controller, that's why some parts of view is discussed and displayed here. So let's talk about controller. The controller handles the user request. It accepts input and converts it to commands for the model or view. The controller responds to the user input, and it performs interactions on the data model objects. Controller receives the input, optionally validates it, and then passes the input to the model. So I am going to give a command in the Visual Studio Code to create a controller in our project. I just copy it, and paste it in the Visual Studio Code, VS Code terminal. You go to terminal and click new terminal, and you move to your desired folder, into your project, and then paste or type the command. PHP artisan make controller, and then controller name. Our controller name is MenuController, and then an option resource, and then press enter. And before execute the command, I want to show you in the app folder. There is a folder named HTTP. Open it and then click the controller folder. See, here is one folder and two files. Folder name is authentication auth, and here is a controller.php and home controller.php. So here we would create another file named MenuController. Just press the enter here. Controller created successfully. So now see here, and one thing I use here option resource, and it will create necessary functions in the controller. See here, MenuController. This is the MenuController, and this is the class MenuController class, and it extends the controller class. And when you use option resource, then it creates necessary function structure here. See, index, create, store, show, edit. These are the functions it creates. So you can use resource option, or you cannot if you don't like. And now we are going to create a view. In Laravel there is a blade engine. It is very simple and yet powerful templating engine. And it is unlike other popular PHP templating engines. Blade does not restrict you from using plain PHP code in your views. In fact, all Blade views are compiled into plain PHP code and cached until they are modified, meaning Blade adds essentially zero overhead to your application. Blade view and the files use the .blade.php file extension. I will show you, and are typically stored in the resources views directory. Now I am showing you here. Resources, go to resources folder, then views, and we will create here one view file, new file. It should be menu dot blade.php, menu.blade.php, and we write a h3 element here, and then see if we can call it from the controller. And then we'll create a menu in coming lessons here. And then save it, and we'll call it from the MenuController. Return view, and then the view name is any menu. Control S, and public function index. And now we are going to create a route. You know what is a route? Like I'm showing you. We will cover the route lesson in another lecture, but today I can show you just what I need to explain you. I just show you, but for details I will show you in the next lecture. Say we write here public, and then it shows the welcome Blade page. But what happen if we want to execute the menu. So what we'll do, we'll write menu, and then if you press enter, then the menu page would come. Yeah, and here our menu page show hello world. Yeah, so we need to create a route. See, we have to write route and colon get. Yeah, we will discuss about these details in coming lectures. Yeah, and for this lesson you just write it into your file, desired file. Here we write here the path should be menu. Yeah, and the controller name is MenuController, and the function name is index. See here, controller name is MenuController and function name is index. This route menu, it will call MenuController and then index function. Yeah, I just copy it from here and write it in the desired file. See, if we write menu in the path, then it's say not found because there is no route named menu. So where do we write this path? Go to routes and then web.php. Okay, it automatically created. Yeah, no, it's not automatically created. Just paste here another route. We should write this path also. Our controller name is MenuController and the function name is index. Yeah, and just press save. And then see if it's run or not. Hello world. Yeah, it's showing hello world because we wrote in the menu view. This is view. Yeah, menu.blade.php is a view, and we wrote here hello world. Yeah, and we call this view inside the controller. Yeah, controller function name index, we call it by return view. Yeah, and menu is the view name, and then we write the path in the web.php file. Yeah, menu and index. If we write in the address bar this menu, then it is calling the index function of the MenuController. Yeah, and so it is when we access this address, then it is showing hello world. Yeah, so this is all for today. See you in the next lecture.